everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're located, and thank you so much for joining this session. So, along with me, I have quite some delegates from University of Pécs Medical School, and I will be giving the floor to them to talk about the university as well as address all your queries at the end of this presentation. And in case in between you have any questions, you can definitely put them in the chat box, and we will be responding to them a lot throughout the session. So along with me, we have Professor Dr. György from the University of Pécs. Along with them, we have Office of Manager, English Admission Student Officer, Ms. Lívia. Then we have Strategic Marketing and Recruitment Officer, Nanetta. Then from Management and Consulting, we have Zsófia. And from International Recruitment Coordinator, we have Bence. Along with them, we also have Management Consultant, again, Anna György, and we also have one student of University of Pécs, Saleem Hamza, and they are here to cater all different type of questions that you might have, and of course along with the presentation, which will be very detailed and informative. So do make notes of this webinar and ensure to ask questions, because this is one in a lifetime opportunity. Thank you so much. Over to the team, and you can take this forward from here.
Hi everybody, my name is György Sétáló, and I work at the medical faculty of this university in the Department of Medical Biology as an associate professor, and it is today my honor to give you this short presentation about our faculty and the various learning possibilities at this faculty. I believe anytime during this presentation, if you feel like you would like to ask something, you can interrupt us and ask your questions directly. Just please indicate. So let's start then. First of all, a couple of words about Hungary and the city of Pécs. So Hungary is in the middle of Europe, as in Central Europe. The capital of the country is Budapest, and we are members of the European Union since 2004. Also a member of the Schengen Convention. I'm sure you know that it means that within the area of the convention you can cross borders between countries theoretically without having to be checked as far as your documents are concerned. These regulations occasionally change a little bit, but basically it's huge freedom within this whole area. Our official language is Hungarian, and our population is a little less than 10 million. Temperate season is the climate in the entire country. Sorry. In Pécs, it's a little bit different. Climate-wise, we're in a very special situation. We are very nicely protected from north by a hilly region, while from the south, mild Adriatic air can reach us without any obstacles. So the climate in this area is said to be Mediterranean-like. Airports, yes, there is one airport 2.5 hours away from Pécs on a highway, namely in the capital Budapest. But actually there is a pretty small airport much closer to, a couple of kilometers south from Pécs. But the international connectedness of this airport is not that abundant. It basically sends and accepts planes between Munich, Corfu, and Malta, I believe, currently. And Pécs is, well, small or big, it's always relative. In Hungary, we are the 5th biggest town in the entire country, with 150,000 inhabitants. In many Western countries, it would not count as a big city, but in Hungary they're pretty big. More importantly, we're a very secure environment, and we're also culturally very diverse. Hungary and also this part of the country has always been populated by several different nations. Probably the most abundant is our German minority, but we also have Croatians, Serbians, Bosnians, and at least 10 others, into the details of which now I wouldn't want to go. Public transportation inside Pécs is pretty well organized. It uses buses. We also have an extensive bike road system, and we can rent e-bikes, e-scooters, e-motorbikes, as one can typically do it in all bigger countries in Europe. And the pictures you see here, some of the specialties of Hungary. In the center you see the Houses of Parliament. We have a couple of dog breeds that we're very proud of, like this Puli here has also been the symbol of relatively big sports events. Are one of the famous lakes, Balaton, goulash soup. I'm sure if you happen to come to Hungary, you'll have a chance to get into closer contact with all these things. And in the lower left corner, you see it's actually a church on the main square of Pécs. It has a very interesting history. I'll get to it, I believe, in connection with the next slide. Yes, this is it. So some additional well-known buildings within Pécs. As I said, on the northern side, you can see best down here. It's a hilly region. The area is called Mehringer, and Pécs is situated on the southern slopes of this hilly area. Inside the hills, you can make very nice excursions. The tower on the hilltop is a famous symbol of Hungary, also the tallest building of Hungary, as far as I know. This church on the main square dates back, its current style at least, to the Turkish times. Hungary was for approximately 150 years a part of the Ottoman Turkish Empire. We have lots of Turkish ruins, many of which nicely renovated in town. And it used to be a Turkish mosque, and today it's again functioning as a church, now serving another religion. I think we can go on with some more nice images. These two on the right side are from inside the hill. There's a chain of nice lakes. It's basically a resort area. These are weekend houses. And here we see again the church I've already mentioned a couple of times. About the University of Pécs. It was founded in 1367 by King Louis the Great. And currently we have students from more than 100 different countries. The total number of students is also above 20,000, and of this huge student population, approximately 20% are international students. We have 40 years of experience in international education. The first English program students arrived to Pécs, namely in, when was it, 1984. And currently, the university has 10 faculties. Many of them offer also trainings in English, and we have 8 dormitories. Over 100 years of education in medicine, is the title of the next slide. The medical school is, of course, one of the faculties of the University of Pécs. It's got 20 departments, 700 or so accredited foreign partner institutions, and the environment is very international. On the medical faculty, we actually have more foreign students than Hungarian students. The campus and its facilities, I believe I can say it's really state-of-the-art. And we collaborate with lots of hospitals within the nation and also internationally. We have a very nice 3D printing center and a biosafety level 4 laboratory where a very well organized research group is active. This map is basically a scheme that reflects how nicely everything is within walking distance on our main campus. Right now we are sitting in this building, which has recently been enlarged with a new wing. Here you see in the background the hospital block. This is the Faculty of Pharmacy. Dormitory building, our basically brand new dental clinic is south of this central theoretical building that we are in right now. And a couple of convenience stores can also be found nearby. Also the immigration office would be of great significance for foreign students. Lots of rentable flats are around the university for understandable reason. The main central square of the city is just, well, it says 30 minutes. I tend to make big steps. For me, it's approximately 20. And big shopping centers are also nearby. A little bit about the history of the university. We've started with general medicine in 1918. And I really don't know whether I have to read all these numbers. I've already pointed out that the general medicine English program was started in 1984. And here you can see how the additional other programs were initiated. Most recently, biotechnology BSc program. International recognition. Now, here you can see again a bunch of course, very important data. We are very proud of this data, but we all know how statistics work. So I would just want to emphasize maybe the most important pieces of data from this list. For example, that Hungarian medical university degrees are recognized in all EU member states. That's very important, plus in Norway and Switzerland. With a diploma that you receive from our university, you can also work in the United States. Of course, you'll have to go through the appropriate examination process, and basically the same applies if you would like to pursue your medical activity in Canada. The courses we offer, we basically have 3 different programs, languages in which we teach. Of course, Hungarian program, the international program where the teaching language is English, and there you can study general medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, or biotechnology, BSc or MSc. And we also have a German program where one can study general medicine or dentistry. So these are basically our undergraduate courses. The general medicine studies last for 6 years, dentistry is 1 year shorter, pharmacy is also 5 years, and the biotechnology BSc will last for 3 years, the biotechnology MSc for 2 years, and you can also pursue a PhD degree in these fields that you can see here listed. Tuition fees. Numbers usually speak for themselves. So here you can see the fees per year. For dentistry, it's a bit more because of the price of the dental materials that those students will work with. And in connection with some of the programs, you can see kind of an asymmetrical division of the total fee between the first and the second semesters. In other cases, it's half and half. again numbers in form of a table, which reflects very nicely how many Hungarian, English, and German students we have within the various programs. And I think these numbers reflect again what I've already said, that if you add these numbers up, we actually have more international foreign students than Hungarian students. Admission requirements for the English program. The application is happening online from November the 1st until the end of June each year. The educational background that we require, you must have a high school diploma and at least a B2 level English certificate. It's very important that your background in biology, chemistry, and physics, and these days I would also add a little bit of mathematics, are strong enough, especially biology and chemistry are important too. Now, as mentioned already, the nationality and high school background of our applicants are incredibly diverse. So because of this great heterogeneity, we can't always match those results that you're coming with from your high school. So for this reason, we've established our own entrance exam platform. So basically, the grades that you bring from your high school are irrelevant, and what matters is how you perform on this exam. You can access this exam platform through this web address online, and these exams start around the beginning of March and they last till the middle of July. The procedure is a bit different for general medicine and dentistry and biotechnology MSc students. For general medicine and dentistry, it consists of a written and of an oral part. The written part means that you have to solve tests. Multiple choice type questions are found in these tests. You get 20 questions from biology, 20 from chemistry, 40 from general English, and 20 from medical English. And then after the written part, you proceed to the oral part, although sometimes it's the reverse order, but typically it's written in order, and oral. And the oral part means that you sit down, typically online, and you'll have an interview, a short talk with a university professor about medicine-related topics. The online platforms that we use for these interviews are either Skype or Zoom, and typically these interviews last between 20 to 30 minutes. For biotechnology MSc, it's just the oral part that you have to take. Also, among your questions that I have received, it was asked if we acknowledge formal studies, and the answer is yes. If somebody possesses a BA or a BSc degree, or already completed, say, 1 year at another medical school, then those studies can be acknowledged. They will be examined, and the decision is then made on an individual basis. But it's possible. It's possible that some of your former studies get acknowledged. Also, for applicants of pharmacy and biotechnology BSc, the exam is just an oral interview, basically the same or very similar type what I've already described. And it was also a question on your list, what happens if the first trial during the entrance exam doesn't work? Then you have 2 more chances to retake. Tuition fee reduction opportunity, I think it was also asked by some of you. As you can read it here, those freshmen that apply for pharmacy or biotechnology BSc for the upcoming academic year and pay before June the 1st, they are eligible to apply for tuition fee reduction. Basis of evaluation is the performance in the entrance examination. Later on, when you're already a student at the medical faculty, you can also apply for a regular tuition fee reduction, which will depend on your actual result at the end of the year. Depending on how good your scores are, you can get a pretty significant reduction. And additional scholarship details we can see here, according to which the top 25% of tuition fee paying admitted students applying before the 1st of June can be afforded a tuition fee reduction following their request divided into 4 groups. And here you can see those 4 groups and the percentage reductions that belong to it. And the ranking of applicants is based on the results obtained in the entrance exam. If someone would gladly come, but he or she feels like the scientific background gathered during the high school studies is not so strong, there also is a possibility to participate in one of our preparatory courses. The people there have several decades of experience with preparing our future students. So they offer programs at varying lengths, depending on where you want to start. There's a gateway, upgrade plus gateway, milestone, upgrade plus gateway possibility. The more preparation you want, the longer the courses will last, of course. But by the end of each variation, you should basically get to pretty much the same level. Innovations. Pillars is how we summarize the general concept currently ruling at our university, and it's got 4 pillars: learning culture concept, infrastructure concept, science and innovation concept, and well-being concept. And the expressions pretty much speak for themselves, and well, we are trying to be as good as possible at each of them. Some key points that I could mention that we've already achieved: the new theoretical building, the wing extension that I've shown you when we talked about that model describing the faculty. It's one of them. We also have a new dining facility, the new dentistry clinic, a new animal house, state-of-the-art preclinical research center, basically. The Skills Development Center, which is basically a simulation center, has recently been modernized and enlarged. Also, social spaces, expansion of the library, and a learning support system under the name Potepedia. It's an online platform through which students can get to basically all the lectures that they've been presented, additional explanatory notes and teaching materials that we believe could greatly help their preparation for the exam. It's being constantly improved and enriched. Here we can see a more close-up picture of the new wing of the theoretical building. Through the construction of this wing, the room for education and research purposes on the campus have grown by about 40%. It really is a high-quality, modern environment with all the imaginable technological innovations. Here you see a detail of one of the 2 large auditoria that have been constructed. And to attend a lecture here, either as a lecturer or a student, I've experienced, well, not as a student, but as a listener, I've experienced both sides. Is really a pleasure. Plus, numerous new seminar rooms can also be found in this new wing. Then our new dental clinic. This is the actual building where you can see my pointer being moved, and it's really close to the campus. In the background, this building is the central theoretical building. Right now, we're sitting behind one of those windows, and it's just a street that separates us from the dental clinic, the interior of which is illustrated by these two other pictures. It's got 5 floors and 61 new dental units, chairs where the dentistry students study and also the patients are being treated. MediSkills Lab, the simulation lab I mentioned earlier, is a facility where on high-tech models our students can practice the most important everyday medical activities without the usual stress and other complicating factors that can always arise in a real-life clinical situation. Especially the manual skills can be improved here. There also is a special unit for dental students. More pictures depicting university life. I almost don't know where to begin. The environment is really nice, friendly. It's good to be not just in the buildings, but also outside. And the park of the campus, it really is a nice, relaxing environment. And our students are enjoying it thoroughly. I think this is a picture from the staircase running competition. We have something like that. I've also participated with my colleagues. We actually won in one of the categories. Table tennis you can play regularly once in a month. Some healthy food, either fruit or muesli or something similar is being served. You can take it for free as a student. So that's how we try to educate not just special medical skills and abilities, but also the healthy lifestyle of our students. Additional pictures, the central theoretical building and the new wing and the park with this nice little lake. And then on the other side of the park, around here, there is the clinical block and the dental clinic again. Services we offer. English Admission and Student Service Office is the center of these activities, and the English-German Student Council is also a very important organization. Our students can do a lot for themselves, and they actually take this opportunity. I've already mentioned Potepedia. It's there to help the students' preparation during the semester and for the exams. Legal aid, should you need something like that, is also available. Studying or living in a foreign country can sometimes be kind of stressful. Should you experience difficulties around that, we also have a health, psychology, counseling, professional service. Your life and well-being, those pictures that we've seen 2 slides ago, I guess, like the fruit breakfast, muesli breakfast, staircase running, etc., and a bunch of other programs organized within the frames of this Your Life and well-being pillar are also organic parts of our university life. Peer program means that students from higher years are there. So if you need advice, either related to your studies or to everyday life in Pécs in a foreign country, you can turn to these students with confidence. And we also have free access to EMBOS, which is basically an encyclopedia of medical knowledge. And I believe that in Hungary it's available for free only for students of the medical faculty of the University of Pécs. Peer program, I've already mentioned. I think this picture illustrates very nicely what it can mean to someone who feels alone in a foreign environment or just could not find the best learning strategies yet, which would help him or her in the effective preparation for the exam period. Our English-German Student Council organizes lots of events. English-German Fresh Camp, white coat ceremony is something you go through as a medical or dental student at the beginning of the preclinical studies, basically, at the beginning of the third year. Oktoberfest is, of course, an original proposition by our German students. Our international evening has already become something big in the whole city. Not just students, but guests from all over the town are coming because it's so nice and colorful. Many students dress into their national wear. They prepare something, a food specialty that's typical for their country, and that is then served within the frames of this evening. And a very nice cultural program is also presented. Some sing, some play music, again others act or dance. Anything is possible. And the motivational speech, a picture of which we can see up here, that is also organized once a year when we invite basically somebody famous. And then that person will talk about his or her life, career, about the obstacles that he or she had to manage. I've already participated at a couple of these, and I always enjoy them very much. MBOS, as I mentioned already, is this online encyclopedia with 5,000 plus case-based questions, lots of clinical articles. I really believe that it is a treasure house of medical knowledge, and it can be a great advantage to someone who can just freely access it as a medical student of our faculty. Sports, again, illustration from the staircase running. Well, I was obviously not in this category. At my age, not necessarily speed is the strongest parameter. We, with my colleagues, dressed up as a DNA molecule, and we completed the distance like that. So that was then appreciated by the jury. But we also have a medical cup event every year. It's basically a competition between the 4 medical faculties of Hungary. Aside from Pécs, there are 3 other cities where in Hungary one can study medicine and dentistry, and then these students get together and they compete on this medical cup event. Accommodation is, of course, a very important question. There are dormitory places. Typically, dormitory places are never enough. So those who don't get in will have to find a rentable apartment on a private basis, but even that is usually not a problem. As already pointed out, there are lots of available flats near the campus, and if you look at these prices, either in the Hungarian currency, which is forint, or in euro, or in USD, I really believe that these numbers are much more friendly than in some other cities of Europe. If you need help, we also have a student housing team. I would want to get rid of this thing down here, but I don't know how to do it. Okay, now it heard my complaint, so audio control is the system, whether we want it or not. So our student housing team is at your service. They are happy to find you a rentable place, and for you it is not going to cost anything. Cost of living, a couple of examples. What should I point out? Basic lunch menu, €6. We have a restaurant on campus, but also around the campus there are some fast restaurants, I must say, but also stores where you can buy and assemble a pretty healthy menu for yourself. If you visit our website, you can get additional information, or these social media platforms. I'm sure you know better what these signs mean: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and podcasts are also available if you want to gather more information. And that was it. I thank you very much for your attention, and we are ready to answer your questions.